Nappy Dreamer.
And I'm Kia Blaine.
And we are
the Melanin Mindset.
What's good, everybody, and welcome if it's your first time viewing. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm the Nappy Dreamer.
And I'm Kia Blaine.
And we are the Melanin Mindset. All right, so listen, friend. I'm not going to dwell on that because I feel like at this point we just have a mutual understanding. So, and the viewers should too at this point, okay? So listen, if you're not already subscribed to the Melanin Mindset on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to the Melanin Mindset. Be sure to turn on those notification bells. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and share. I think I just covered everything you could possibly do on YouTube, so pick a thing and go for it. Find us out on Facebook, the Melanin Mindset. We're on Instagram and Twitter, Melanin Mindset _, and we're out on TikTok at the Melanin Mindset. Woot, woot. All right, so again, if you haven't already shared this content with somebody you cared about, or even maybe somebody who needs to get a clue, go ahead and do that right now and give a thumbs up as well on your way. All right, so friend, that's it for me. Go ahead and do that.
You mean that's it for you?
That's it. That's all I had.
What if I don't have nothing?
But you should.
I should. That don't mean I do.
Oh my gosh.
Which I think will take us into this topic today.
I can't.
So today we kind of had a conversation going on, and I feel like I've been talking to my daughter about this subject as well. Career and education, your destiny versus what you've compromised or settled for. You know what I mean? So like, I'm at a phase in my life where I have 2 children in college, and I have one who decided not to take the path to college, but they're all doing great in their respective lanes. The one who decided not to go to college, like, she made up her mind at a young age that like that college wasn't going to be for her. And as somebody who didn't complete college, I know that it's possible to still be successful without a degree. Is it harder? Yes. I'm going to say yes. And I'll tell you why I say yes as we talk about this conversation a little longer. But let's just start off with a fun question for everybody to answer. If money was no object, what would you be doing for the rest of your life? If money was no object, like everything's paid for, everything's good. If you want to take and say, all right, I feel like going to the Philippines for the weekend, bam, you swipe your card, you go. Like, money is absolutely no object. You could do what you want, when you want, how you want. What would you do, if anything, for a career for the rest of your life?
You know, I was just about to say, before anybody gives that whole deep and profound response, because you know it's going to come. How many, just be honest with yourself right now, how many of y'all, using her question, would do absolutely nothing in the way of a career for the rest of your life? I'm curious to know that one. That's what I would like to know. Be honest with yourself. Because I'm not going to lie, when I thought about your question, I thought, would I? I would travel. I would definitely travel. My husband and I just said if we had $1 million tax-free, what we do. So we just was like dreaming about stuff, right? But like, even in the dream, there was a business that was part of the dream. So even, I know $1 million is a lot of money, but if we really think about it, it's not a ton. Not for long term.
Not for long term, no.
Yeah.
But
So it's not a ton for long term. But in the concept of if I had $1 million tax-free dollars, it was like businesses would be birthed out of that $1 million. I would not, I said buy a house outright. My husband was like, no, for what? And he's like, no, we could put a large amount down on a house and then do the businesses and things like that.
Hmm.
So yeah. What about you, Fran?
Like, even though I came up with the question, it's such a loaded question
It is
because it's
very.
like I have other questions to go with the questions. Like, do my kids also have money for the rest of their life? Like, is money no object for them too? What about my mom? What about my in laws? What about my dad? Like, is it just me that money is no object? Because if it was just me, that seems kind of lonely. So implementing those businesses and things like you said would make for you still being able to be in a part of a community of people so that and you're helping them enrich their lives as well. So I know for a fact that I probably would still do hair. Like I love it that much.
I would probably
Would
do
I
hair
do
full
it
time.
full time? Hell no. I would do it when I feel like it.
What I mean by full time is that
Hmm.
if I were to work, it would be hair that I would work on. So if I were able to say money was no object, I
Hmm.
really would buckle down into just solely focusing in on hair and makeup.
Really? That's so interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
see,
would get somebody
I
else
know
to run my
hands down for a
business.
fact that I ended up where I want to be because every time I try to, change course or anything like that, it never pans out. I'll be like, girl, let me just go on and post this post and get some appointments because this ain't it.
Mm-mm.
I really do love what I do. Did we get any comments? Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Y'all make sure you comment down below what you would do if money were no
If
object.
money were no object, we wait for everybody to answer this question. But anyway, while we're doing that, let's just talk about where would you live? Where would you live if money was no object?
Oh man.
Oh, what kind of artist? You got to be more specific than that because now I'm curious.
Right?
Where would you live, friend?
Oh man, where would I live? Bro, can I be real? Like money's no object. I'd probably buy a little island.
So you're gonna make your place to live. This is where I live at. It ain't
I'm
on the
gonna
map
pull
yet.
up.
We're gonna put
Who
it on the
is
map.
it? Who is it? Is it Ti? I think it's Ti who bought like here in Atlanta somewhere. He bought like a whole community of houses, and
Mm-hmm.
he let his family can live there.
Yeah.
So I think I would do something like that, like get me a little island or buy a little community space, like a little piece of land, couple acres or whatever, and build a buttload of houses on the land, and
Mm-hmm.
then allow my family to take
Word.
houses so they would be square. Like all I
But
have to worry about
where?
is taxes.
What hemisphere? Like where in the world would you want to live though?
I don't know. Like I would be fine, honestly, anywhere if I'm worry free. And I know that sounds weird, but yeah, if I'm worry free, I don't too much care.
Now, but you're not worry free because you just got money.
All right,
You
I'm
ain't worry free.
carefree. I don't
You
have
just
to
got
worry about the
money.
cost of it. Girl, listen, I'm about to go buy Buckhead.
Mm.
I'm buying Buckhead. There's that. Okay? Money's no object. We buying Buckhead. Babe, did you hear me? We buying Buckhead.
Well, I don't know because Babe gonna be in South Florida and you gonna be in Buckhead.
We buying Buckhead still. Like we can girl, how often are we in South Florida as it is? And money is very much so an object. So we are very much so in South Florida all the time. So please know, I would if it were just me and it wasn't you, friend, just know your house would be paid off. Y'all would have the kids would have a house. Baby, sweetness, where do you want to live? Cause yes, we'll get the baby squared away too. I know they're not babies, y'all. They are grown ups, okay? They are whole adults.
I think I don't know. Like I don't think I've traveled enough to know where I would want to settle down.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's
Like if
probably
I
why it's
go with
hard.
the US of A, and just think about the states in the USA, I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii, but I do love Florida weather.
See, I'm a little iffy on the if money was no object, if the U.S. of A. would be where I would reside, and I
That
don't want
part.
our live. I don't want our live to get canceled, so I'm just gonna leave it alone.
That's the thing. Cause I'm like, I feel like honestly, I feel like I would move. I wouldn't be here. I would definitely be in another country, but I don't know what country because I haven't traveled enough. I
Mm.
am obsessed with the Solomon Isles.
I'm obsessed with the Maldives. I want to go,
Mm.
and I want to stay in the underwater hotel. Friend, that's a bucket list thing. I think it's time.
A underwater hotel.
Yeah.
Let me pray about that.
They be having Groupons all the time. So Lajea says I would just craft or create all day long, fashion, create paintings, interior decorating. Listen, I would probably spend a lot of time painting too, so I like that one. I probably would spend a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time painting. Painting is fun for me mentally. Painting
Funny
and
thing,
drawing.
my brother says he'd be coaching and traveling, and I feel as though I would do the same. Now I'm pretty sure we're talking about coaching different things,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely along those same lines. Because it's just like the first thing I said. Like, I think if I was like, it's like, yeah, I want to be at the top. You want to be at the top, but if you're at the top by yourself, it's lonely.
That is a lonely existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that coaching and helping and getting other people to be at least on this, like we can go out on a trip and I don't have to sponsor you the whole time.
I'm gonna be real.
That would
If
be
money
my
is no
goal.
object, I probably would be down with sponsoring. Like how he was saying, sponsoring youth events and stuff. I feel like I would definitely, and I really believe that you'd end up doing something similar. But I
Yeah,
really do believe that I would be somewhere giving back,
absolutely.
because even though right now I have had opportunities to give back and it was an inconvenience, but I still did it. So I know that if it is not an inconvenience for me to cancel or be somewhere or break a plan or whatever to go and support and volunteer, I know I would do it. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely would absolutely be giving back somehow or other in that way.
I know that's right. I'm on the she gonna live she wherever I feel like living today. You know what? Let
Right? Aunt Mona, we
me
waking
call
up.
my realtor. Girl, give me a house in Jamaica right quick. I'm gonna live there for about 6 months.
Right? Shoot, I need a house for the weekend.
Florida, Vegas, Canada. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Put me in a house right on the beach. I'm cool with that. Okay, beach lover.
Okay.
Okay, beach lover.
I'm
You
not
like
mad
a
at
good
it.
beach lover.
And you know,
Um,
I like the beach, but I won't say I love it. So I don't know that I need to necessarily be anywhere near
you
it.
know
But
what? I always felt like I like the beach so much, and I can't even tell you the last time I've been to the beach, and the beach is 2 miles away from me. Might be a little more than two, but I'm saying it's right there. It don't take me no more than 10 minutes to hit beach, and I
mm,
cannot. Whoa, like really, like
yeah,
been to the beach, spent the day at the beach, got in the water. No, now I've walked to the beach. I've went to the restaurants on the beach, but to go on the beach and like have a beach day, it's been a while. It's been years.
I'm with you.
Okay, Canada.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I remember having such fond memories of going to the beach when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
as an adult, I'm just like, have I ever taken myself to the beach? My 21st birthday was probably the last time I took myself to the beach, and it wasn't even really me. I was forced.
Mm.
And
I
it
rem-
wasn't forced in a bad way. It was kind of like, girl, come on, we need to go celebrate your 21st
when you go
birthday.
celebrate your
And they
birthday,
took me out to
yeah.
the beach, and we went to the boardwalk, and I got my first drink and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
My first drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your first drink, I'm sure. What did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what is the youngest memory? How old were you when you said, I want to be blank when I grow up, and you remember saying it?
I was a little kid. I was little.
Mm-hmm.
I said I wanted to be a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So what does that
Okay.
say?
And
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Like
How do you feel
little
about that? How
me,
do you feel about that now?
was like, oh, she did it. She tried it. She wasn't obsessed, and she moved on. So I held on to the dream until adulthood, and I did. I had
Yeah.
the opportunity to teach elementary education as well as adult learners, and um, I settled in corporate America training, not necessarily teaching, because it was a little bit less.
So you
I'm
still a
still a
teacher.
teacher.
So you
Yeah,
still a teacher. You
yeah.
still a teacher. You still a teacher. That happened to me. Not that I was an adult when I decided I wanted to be a
Mm,
teacher. And then while I was going through school, I realized I don't like other
nope.
people's kids. So I went into cosmetology, became a hairstylist, but then ended up teaching
Mm.
cosmetology. And I do love teaching adults.
Teaching adults is a different thing. I do.
It is different.
Yeah,
I loved being Professor Blaine. I liked that a lot.
yeah. Me, I hated being called Miss by my name. It drove me nuts. I
Uh,
hated it.
Really? I hated just Miss or teacher. No, finish it. It's Mrs. Blaine. I'll accept Miss Blaine, but I Miss. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes my
Made
skin
my
crawl.
blood boil.
Miss,
Made my blood boil.
Miss. I will ignore you, Miss. You gonna lose all your voice because I'm not answering you. You keep yelling,
Facts. You're an
Miss.
adult. Use your
See,
words.
that's the teacher and the
Mm,
mama in me. But when I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer.
I can see that.
I wanted to be a lawyer. I even in school we had, different career paths, so we had different charters, and I was in a law charter.
I can see that. I could absolutely
Mhm.
see that. So it looks like the other grandmom says, I would make sure my family was taken care of, open my shelter for homeless mothers and children. Okay.
And she
Give it up,
absolutely
give it
would.
up, give
And
it
I
up.
know she would.
And then Aunt Mona said she
And
always wanted to be a teacher. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I went through phases. So as a kid, like my first memory was I want to be a teacher. And then when I got older, I said I wanted to be a celebrity hairstylist. Now y'all listen, can we still hold our breath for that? Because it's still very possible. I'm not elderly.
It's still very possible.
Y'all
It's
keep
still
holding
very
your breath for that. I'm
possible.
just saying, I'm okay being Kim Kimball Jr. Y'all go ahead and tag in the comment section at Kim Kimball. Do that. Do that. Okay? At
Ah!
Kim Kimball.
Oh, this one's so sad. The scientist until about sixth grade. I didn't like my sixth grade science teacher. She was mean and crushed my dream.
That's for the teacher. Yeah.
Boo! Boo!
We don't like teachers that crush dreams. Maybe reality checks, but not dream crushers. So she said Italy and in Florida.
I know that ain't
I don't
Alabama.
think that's Alabama.
I think it's just Italy,
Yeah, Italy and
Florida.
Florida.
I don't know. You can clarify if you
Please
want
do
to,
by
but
all means.
anyway.
Oh, and she wanted to be a nurse and a teacher when she was a kid. Okay. I never wanted to be nobody doctor.
If I feel like I thought about it for a split second, but I knew where my heart lied.
I did it for a
My
split
heart
second.
my heart lied. I ain't do it. I thought about it. I said I'd be good at this, but it wasn't where I know I'd be
Mm.
miserable.
I did healthcare for about 2 years. I did home healthcare for about 2 years or so. And in those 2 years,
Oh, she's trying to say
oh, A1A.
A1A
Okay, okay. That's by the beach.
on
That's
the
by the
beach,
beach,
off the
yeah.
beach. Yeah.
For
Mhm.
about 2 years, I did healthcare as a home healthcare provider. And I liked it. At first, I didn't care for it because I used to have to drive all over the place. But then I got a patient, and I'm not going to say her name. I guess I'm not supposed to. Um, so I had a patient, and she had dementia, and she was locked in a particular time period. And with that, it was hard because, some days she was up, some days she was down, some days she was confused as to why somebody that looked like me was in the house. That's the time period.
Mhm.
But then she grew on
Mhm.
me and then she died. I remember showing up to work one morning. Ambulances were all outside her house and her husband came out and told me she was gone. And that was my last
Wow.
day being a home health care.
That
That was
was
my
rough for you.
last day.
Yeah, that would have been
I
rough for
couldn't
me
do it
too.
because I'm like, I didn't like this lady. She was annoying, and now I done grew on. She done grew on me, and now she's dead. Are you serious?
Mhm.
So yeah, I
Mhm.
quit doing home health care that day. What he
Mhm.
said, I'm with you on Italy because I love pizza.
Mhm. All right now. If some people go missing, we know where to go look for them at.
Oh,
Ah! What if 8-year-old you saw you now? What would 8-year-old you tell you? There was this. See, I asked this question because there was this TV show, and they canceled it, and it was really good. It was based off of a comic book I read, but anyway, it had to do with time travel. They ended up traveling in the future, so the younger kids got to meet their adult
mm,
selves, and the one girl was just so disappointed with who she had become. She was like, so we didn't go to med school, we didn't cure cancer, we didn't she was like mad, like, are you serious? This is where we live, we're not married, we don't have kids. She was upset with what she had become. And then there was another little girl who she was like, oh, I knew we were going to be this. Like, she was so happy because her future self became what she wanted to be. But then, like, something in the show where they ended up back in the middle. So she ended up not being too happy with how she was. Like, she was stupid over a man. So she was mad about that part. But she was still successful in her career path. So how do you think young you would think about you?
I honestly don't know what young me would have said. Young me probably would have been more along the lines of, I don't know. That's a hard one. I feel like I told you this was difficult for me before. I don't know what young me would have said. I don't know that young me would have been disappointed. I think young me would be cool with the fact that I tried. Because I said I wanted to be a teacher. I tried being a mainstream teacher and I didn't like it. And so I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. So I don't know.
Stan said, man, we were delusional. We wanted to play for the Chicago Bulls.
I'm so done.
You're still in school, girl? 8-year-old me.
Yeah, 8-year-old you probably was like, hold up, we got to go to school that long? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. 8-year-old me probably, I don't know. We'd have to talk it out. 8-year-old me, we probably would fight. Because 8-year-old me probably did have some other dreams and goals. I don't remember what they was because I had so much crap go on in my life. I don't remember.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue what 8-year-old me would have had to say, if I'm totally honest. Yeah.
When was that turning point for you when you felt like, okay, I have to do this versus I want to do this? Because I feel like as kids, it's all... I can't with the comments. I feel like there was a point in all of our lives that we just said, we stopped being unrealistic. Like, okay, we're not playing for the Chicago Bulls, duh. But like, what age do you think that was where you just were like, all right, this isn't real? I should just...
Girl, what, 20 something? 20 something. Don't get me the lying. 20
So you still had the dream, the big dream of the celebrity hairstylist, right?
Girl, I still got that dream. I ain't let that go yet. No. That is still very much so possibilities.
Okay.
Let me tell you how much that was a thing for me. My goddaughter, and I hope she all right with me telling this story, but my goddaughter, when she was little, 8-year-old her said she was going to be the first black female president.
Okay.
But that wasn't it. My baby said not only was she about to be the first black female president, she said she was going to build a salon in the White House for her godmommy to work in. And that I was going to have my own space in the White House to run my salon so that I could do all the famous people because they're going to really want to come to the White House. That's how important that was to me, that she wanted to build these quarters for me in the White House because she's going to be the first black female president.
Okay.
And that's still very much so possible. So, baby, live your dream.
Okay? I still need you to be the president, sis. Get it together.
I do. I feel like, you definitely be the plug for me to get those clients.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's why I wasn't against coming to Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you got to move your pieces around if you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is true.
But as far as teaching, 20s is when I kind of let that form of the dream down. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The lawyer thing, I guess going through it in school let me know that I ain't about to be in school that long. It didn't make sense to me to be in school that long. I was like, and then too, by the time I finished high school, I was already a mother, which kind of leads me to the next point of, did you choose your path or did your path choose you?
Dang.
Like, do you feel like you ended up where you are right now because you were like, yeah, this is next, this is what I'm gonna do? Like, everything is on your way to the big goal? Or did you take a few detours? or did you switch because of circumstances?
I think I took a detour. However, if we can just bring it into where I'm at, I guess. Um, the path that I'm on, and I like that Jimmy said, "Or did God choose the path?" So I am not delusional. I have not, but I haven't let go of the idea that one day I could be a celebrity stylist.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though I was just designed to do those things. I just do.
Yeah.
But as far as my current career in corporate America, it was very much so methodical. And I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely set goals and knocked them down. So to get to where I'm at right now in corporate America, absolutely. There was a clear vision of what I wanted to achieve and I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you, friend?
I think a little bit of both. I definitely chose my path to become a hairstylist. Where I'm at right now as a stylist, I think was a matter of circumstance. I did whatever job I had to do to be able to afford life. You know, like I'm a
Facts.
hairstylist, but like I wanted to be the celebrity stylist. I wanted to travel, but who was gonna watch my kids? Who was gonna do, when you do those things, if you just go off on a limb and do those things in the beginning, you broke as a joke.
Facts.
Like we still needed somewhere to lay our heads at night. So taking the job as an instructor or working at the local salon was more realistic for me in my time of life. I still feel like my path can take me where I want to as a hairstylist, which is to be an international educator. And also I need my name in somebody's credits.
That's
Like
goals, friend. Goals.
I'm going to be, I ain't even saying I want to be, I'm going to be an international educator for hair. And my name will be in the credits of a film.
And that's facts.
Yeah.
And that's facts. And that's whole
Like
facts
I
as a matter of
literally
fact.
stay and watch the end credits until it gets to the hairstylist, and I type their names down, and then I Google them to see like what they do. Like I follow them on Instagram because like these are people that they're doing something big, but it's not like blasted that they're this big. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, who is that? So I found out, like you said, celebrity stylist. Immediately the black celebrity stylist we think of is Kim Kimble, but there's so many
There
other
are
stylists out
tons.
here that's in there. Like when I watch movies and
Girl,
TV shows,
Michelle Love, honey.
when I watch movies and TV shows, I'm always talking about like that heifer just jumped out of plane and her curls is still perfect. Like I need to be that person to make sure her curls stay perfect and consistent throughout every episode of this TV show. Like I need a residency.
Listen, and I definitely get hooked on the fact when I see like if something chaotic or crazy happen, like say that there's a fight scene or something, but then when the girl stand up, her bangs just bounce back. That gets me every time. It's
Oh
like,
my
how did you
goodness.
just get in a whole barroom brawl and your
Uh-huh.
bang said, "Coop"?
You
So,
dying, looking cute.
oh man, so I do see the comments over in the comment section, but you all listen, we're at that point in the show where we remind you that we are brand ambassadors for Deano Apparel, which means you can save 15% off. And right now they have amazing deals on their clearance section. So check out Deanu.com using promo code Melanin Mindset and save 15% today. Hang with us. We'll be right back, y'all. What's good, Mindset family? The Melanin Mindset is thrilled to announce we are the newest brand ambassadors for Deanu Apparel. Deanu Apparel is a black-owned apparel company that offers trendy African-inspired prints in each and every garment. They're offering our listeners 15% off their purchases just by using promo code Melanin Mindset. There's something for him, there's something for her, and there's even something for the kids. So head right over to Deanu.com using the description link down below, or just simply enter Melanin Mindset at checkout and save today. Welcome back, y'all. Listen, if you're not already subscribed to the Melanin Mindset on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, hit that thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment down below and let us know where you're viewing from. We just want to know, okay? We want to see how far we're reaching. We're watching this number go up and down and stuff like that on our side. So just comment down below no matter where you're viewing and let us know where you're viewing from. If you haven't already, find us out on Facebook, The Melanin Mindset, on Instagram, as well as Twitter, Melanin Mindset _ hold on that, friend, Melanin Mindset _ as well as out on TikTok at The Melanin Mindset. And as I've shared with you all each and every week, until Kia decides to take her picture, we are going to spotlight Nick and Naya. Aren't they adorable? I wish I had an awe button, okay? They are sporting their Dianu apparel, which they purchased at 15% off. I'm just saying. And last but not least, you all, we of course have the Melanin Mindset tees, and here is the QR code. Last week we made it to 9 clicks. 9 clicks. Let's get us to 10 this week. All right, so go ahead and check out the Melanin Mindset website, and you'll be able to get your official MFer t-shirt, at which point we would love to see you post on social media in your t-shirt, hashtag official MFer, hashtag the Melanin Mindset. So friend, I saw that you were starting to put up a comment there.
I didn't do it on purpose. I just my mouse kind of hovered over there and came out. But all right. Yeah, it was this one.
I'm very grateful to say I have had the opportunities in life to choose a path thus far. Definitely have had some bumps in the road, but I still fight to stay on course.
All right, so let's switch directions a little bit, because we're talking about our dreams and our goals and what we would do. But all right, so let's start another comparison. Let's play the game of life, as the title implies. So if you've never played the game of life, this is how it goes. You start off, you choose a path. You're either going to choose to go to college, or you're going to choose to go straight into the workforce. So let's talk about the melanin community and what it means to go to college as a melanated child. Most of the time, we're starting from a disadvantaged position, so to speak. And college is what America says we need to do, right? Like, if you want to make a good job, you want to have good benefits, you want to go to college, you want to get your degree so that you can get hired at whatever, ABC Corporation, and you work there, work up to CEO, and then retire rich, right? That would be the ideal situation. But then let's talk about the truth and what really happens, especially in our community, when it comes to going to college. So I got some statistics. Hold on, let me look them up real quick. So okay, this one's kind of talking about HBCUs, but I'll tell you what it says.
Oh, friend, you froze. Okay. I thought you were about to say something. It looked like you were really ready to say what you had to say. Y'all, we're just going to give her a second. She coming back, y'all. I don't have her statistic, but I'm there she go. All right, friend.
I'm like, why am I not back? I can hear you now. What happened?
I was about to say, you sure ain't give me that statistic, so I was about to be like, and womp next subject.
I said HBCUs make up 3% of the country's colleges and universities. So out of all the colleges and universities, let's say there's 100, there's only 3 HBCUs. But 10% of all African-American students produce almost 20% of African-American graduates. It also says, it was something else interesting I wanted to say. But out of all of the students who all African-American students that go to college, only 45% of them complete their degrees, and within 6 years. Just the bachelor's within 6 years, only 45.9%. Like, that's a lot. When you think about how much college costs, and less than half are graduating with the credentials to earn a living that makes sense. And then also the comparison of what they had to pay to go to college the loans they had to take out, because, let's just be real. Other people might not have had, they were born with a college fund, or, they might have been born in that situation we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you have our melanated students going to school, and it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder for them to be successful. I have a friend who had her son had a girlfriend. I don't know if they're still together. They might still be together. I don't mean to say had past tense, like they're not together anymore.
You never know.
But right. But the girlfriend's mom had younger kids. So money got tight at home. Mom had to pick up more jobs. She made her daughter come back home from school to take care of the younger kids. And unfortunately, as sad as that story sounds, I've worked in universities, and you would be surprised how many students I have had
They do
drop
drop
from
out.
cosmetology school, not to go home and take care of their own kids, to go home and take care of their siblings,
Or to help with their family.
or to go get a job because the family's not making enough money. Like, and I can tell you without a blink that none of those students were,
Non-melanated.
yes, none.
Yeah.
They were all melanated, whether they was melanated brown or melanated black. They was melanated.
They had something going on. But
Yes.
I definitely can relate to that story because it wasn't necessarily to take care of. That's why I said or family. I had a student when I first moved back to Orlando when I was working at the college there. I had
Mm-hmm.
a student who had to drop out of school because her parent had to choose between the rent and her tuition,
Her tuition. Yeah.
and they chose the rent. So she stayed. She said something to me ahead of time, and I don't work for them no more, so I can say this. I told her to keep bringing her behind the class until
Mm-hmm.
they tell her she can't come no more. Because I was like, girl, please. When
Uh-huh.
she came and told me, and she was just like, I'm just so stressed out. I'm like, well, sis, listen, here's what we're going to do. You're going
Well,
to keep coming
they
to
say
class to get
don't
your
come no
credits.
more.
Listen, I told her, I said, girl, keep coming and get these good credits. And
Mm-hmm.
when you are able to pick back up, you can, but don't you stop before they tell you no. Like, I'm an advocate for that. Don't you ever stop until you get a no. And even when you get a no, you better find another way around.
That part.
Yeah. I'm definitely an advocate for that. But yeah, no, she said her parent had to choose between the rent and her tuition, and they couldn't pay it.
Yeah. And then it's also like really important to let your kids, and it sounds bad because, like you want them to choose, but you also want to employ them to be critical thinkers. Like if you go to school now, like, and it's sad because, oh my goodness, we need teachers so bad. But honestly, if one of my kids right now told me they wanted to go to school to be a teacher, I'd tell them hell no.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money you're gonna spend going to college, you're gonna be in your student loans forever, ever,
Forever, ever?
forever, ever.
Girl.
So it's almost like, the whole take one step forward and three steps back when it comes to college for our community. So how do we encourage them that it's worth it? How do we encourage them that it's worth it? I'm sorry, I have a tough time.
I was gonna say I don't know if I could.
Somebody in here. I know y'all. I know somebody in here, a college cheerleader, like saying, yes, college is it. Like, and honestly, I feel like college, the experience is great. It's a safe space for you to mess up and learn life lessons. But financially, question mark.
Do you know? I'm gonna ask this question real quick. While we wait to see if we have anybody who's out there like, absolutely, you gotta go to college no matter what.
Is
But
that how they
girl,
sound?
that's their voice. Absolutely, go to college, sweetie. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying for it. You'll have to in the long run. That's
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm gonna just be honest. I am really thinking very hard when you said that. I'm like, how many girlfriends do I have or guy friends do I have that completed college and actually work in the field they went to college for?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm about to school y'all on something. I got a girl right now that I work with, and let me not say a girl. I have a person that I work with currently. Um, people who have graduated college, gotten PhDs, masters. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they did the dang thing, and I'm like, because I'm looking at the number of zeros behind mine on my check, and I'm looking at the number of zeros on their check, and it's looking real streamlined. And I'm like, I definitely
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that much school,
Yeah.
and we are absolutely running the same race, but yet you're running it with a lot more student loans behind you than I am.
Yeah. And then that's the
So,
disrespect. And don't not pay them student loans. Then they're gonna take it out of the money that you earning from the career that you just finished going to school with them. They're gonna take it before you ever see it.
mm,
It's ghetto out here.
I'm done. Is an internship or being an apprentice better than college? Um,
Well, internship, you in college.
yeah, but you can be an intern without college. You can actually be an intern for different corporations and stuff without being in school. Like
Really?
sometimes, yep, you
I guess
can. You
that
can
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, you can be an intern for different corporations if you're willing to do it for free and get the experience because some positions require extensive experience and
Mm-hmm.
you would like to go in and intern for that position so you can gain the experience necessary to apply for the actual job. So you don't really have to be in college, but an apprenticeship is really helpful because then you're actually, apprenticeship
You're
and
you're
internship,
working.
yeah, it's similar.
But
Um,
apprenticeship is usually for something more trade, right?
Technical, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
usually applicable
Is
to
it better?
technical. I think life experience trumps every time. It in my world,
Absolutely.
in my brain. And I'm sorry, y'all can argue. That's just what's in my brain. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in my brain, I feel like experience will absolutely trump because you can sit in a classroom all day and listen to somebody tell you how to do an updo. Or I can go in a salon where a stylist will work with me one to one and show me how to
Hands
place the
on.
pins for the updo and everything. And I'm going to tell you, unless you've previously had somebody work with you on the technical part hand to hand, I'm going to do better than you because I have the experience of the moment and you have the textbook experience. So when I get in
Mm-hmm.
the shop and you get in the shop, I'm going to be ready to sling some heads. You, on the other hand, are going to be like, man, what time is my appointment? Okay, and then your appointment get there. Oh man, my next appointment is here. Well, if you had that practical experience, you
Yeah.
know how to move when. Like you know where do you need to stop on this client in order to get that client started if you plan to juggle your clients.
Yeah.
So I really do believe that there's nothing that could replace hands-on experience. The
So
experience.
I'm going. We'll switch over to career, but I'm gonna say this about college. I do know. I know people who have went to college, graduated college, live great lives. Do I know all of their finances? No, but do I feel like it looks pretty similar to what I'm doing? Yes. Also, though, I do feel as though if college is the path you need to take, because we talked about path, if college is the path you need to take to get where you need to be, fine, do it the cheapest way. Like at the end of the day, where you went to school, of course, it's the same thing because you got to go there, you got to live there if you're going to live on campus. Of course, choose somewhere where you want to be comfortable where you're living and things like that. But it doesn't have to consume your finances for the rest of your life.
Right.
Like my first child that went to college, I told her she had to go to state college first. Once I see that, you good and you could complete this 2 year and get this associate's degree, all right, let's talk about going to a 4 year college after that. And it saved her so much money.
So she says, I have a friend who did internships in college. They applied back to the same college for a career after graduation, and the college wouldn't consider their internship as actual work experience. That sucks because I got my
And they
first
did the
job at a
internship
college
at the
because I
college
was
that they applied to.
right, right. I got my first gig teaching, well, not my first teaching gig. I got my adult education gig by getting a job from the school that I
That I
did,
was working at.
that I worked at, that I interned at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
That sucks.
disrespectful.
Hold on. Listen, that's two.
But yeah. So in essence, like choose your college wisely. Like it's not all about oh, I went to Harvard, I went to Yale, I went to Howard, I was this, I'm with this Greek affiliation, da 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 da. At the end of the day, the stress that comes from finances, you don't need that, especially not coming straight out of college. So choose wisely, apply for scholarships, look for the things that's out there that'll help you finance school, because the disrespect of working in your field and them starting to snatch money out your check is not cute.
And it's not. I remember, and I'll be transparent. I'll put myself out there and be vulnerable today. I guess it's my turn. I remember being in the parking lot at a place of employment, calling because I had just got paid, and that check was lacking. And I remember I called HR at my job. I called, Uncle Sam, whoever was there at the time. I called
whoever was
all of
gonna
them.
answer.
I called whoever would hear me out, okay? Because I'm like, y'all just took 75% of my check. Mind you, my check was barely 75 cents. And it's just like, bruh. Like, y'all just took my check. Like, you took the whole thing. And I have bills. And it's like, I've got bills. The stupid money y'all are taking it for, I wasn't even able to apply that at that time. And I'm just like, but I'm losing my paycheck behind this when I need to work the job to stabilize myself enough to start giving y'all money back. Like, what the heck? You won't let me even get stable enough, to be able to pay y'all back. It's like either you're in school or you're not in school. If I'm in school, I'm accruing more debt, but you won't take my money. As long as I'm accruing more debt, you won't take my money. Yeah. And that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah. As long as you're making more. Okay, we're gonna get off of college, because I feel like we making college sound bad, but I don't think college is bad. I just think if you're gonna do college, do it smart, do it wisely.
After speaking it out loud, it's like, I feel like it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. So what about, all right, what's your career? Choosing the career path. And I don't care what nobody say. Every time I played the game of life, I chose a career path and I always won. But choosing a career path, you have to decide what you're going to do, whether it requires any level of education, licensing, things like that. Now, I do feel like taking the career path versus the college path is, you're going to struggle a lot in the beginning. Well, I feel like you struggle a lot in college too. You know what I mean? So, and it can be difficult to start something with nothing. A lot of people have a vision of starting a business or opening a business or doing this, but also too, what's lacking, and we need to get somebody on here and do an episode about that, is credit. Like, a lot of us just, I don't know, are Black people just born with a 400? Like, a lot of us started off just struggling from, you have no credit, or, you don't have enough credit. And then if you try to get credit, they're not going to give you credit because you don't have no credit. It's like, where do I start? Now, I've learned a lot now, but I mean, as a young adult, I was lost in the whole, what do you do with credit? Like, Lizzie, it made no sense to me.
I always bring up something I saw on social media somewhere that kind of ties to the conversation, because there was a young lady on there. It's two actual instances. One instance, I saw a little cartoon where the cartoon was like, Mom, I thought you told me that school would teach me everything that I needed to know. So, I don't know how to balance a checkbook, Mom. I don't know how to open a bank account, Mom. I don't know how to pay rent, Mom.
Yeah.
And it was like,
it was mom's responsibility to teach you.
Right. It's like, I don't know any of these things. Oh, but Mom, guess what? I know the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
That's how that went.
Yeah, I know how to find the area of a triangle.
Right. And the other one I saw was a young lady. And to your point that you said, are melanated people just being born with a 400 credit score? And this is no knock to any parent who has had to resort to doing this. Please know, I am not knocking you for whatever decision you have made. But, and I just want to give that disclaimer to our viewers. But there are children who are being met with adversity in the melanated community because the parents had that adversity. So There, I saw a video where a girl was really just going in. She was conflicted. Either she was going to turn her mother in or she was going to go to jail.
Oh.
Because, yeah.
Oh.
And let me tell you why it didn't make no sense. I need to go back and figure out how this thing played out because there's no way they could send this young lady to jail for this. But she was at the courthouse and she was recording with the camera down and everything. So the girl went to go and get her license. She had just gotten old enough and she was going to get her driver's license. They let her get her driver's license. 2 weeks or so, she was saying a couple weeks after she got her driver's license, she got a letter in the mail with a summons because she had a ticket. How did she have a ticket? For driving in a car with a kid that wasn't in a car seat, driving with a kid out of a car seat. I bet you could tell where this story is going. How about she was the kid that wasn't in the car seat and her mom gave her name when the cop pulled her over because she already had a suspended license.
What the heck?
Yep, the mom didn't give her her ID and she gave all of her daughter's information. And the mom, somehow or other, was able to get the girl's information. Well, of course, she could get the child's information. But somehow or other, she had everything set up in this child's name as a cover. And now this girl
was in the child name.
and now here go this girl, just hitting this age where she's getting her junk together, and she gets hit with this. And she was like, when she called, they explained to her that she had a summons, number one, that she hadn't responded to. And she's like, but it doesn't make sense. And it was so old.
Yeah, because the ticket was probably older than her actual driver's license.
Right. The ticket is so old. And the girl, she was like, you got to understand me. I was 1 at the time that y'all are trying to say that this is a concern. I was 1 year old. How did I get a ticket?
Yeah.
And they would not hear her out. She had to start going through the process or submit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go now.
So yeah, what do you do? Press charges on your mom?
Turn your mom
for
in?
identity theft?
But yeah, that's the adversity that a lot of melanated kids are brought up against. Like, their parents have utilities in their name, or they have a phone in their name, or they have, they got new tires with the care credit in their name, And these kids are coming along, and now you're 16 with a 6 for a credit score.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone, nah, she did it. No, she did.
Listen, I would have said she doing it for the views, although she put it on social media for the views. That's a fact.
Definitely.
But she put all the information out there so you could see. And then you also, I don't know, are you even allowed to record at the courthouse? But the girl was down there and she had her phone with the camera turned the other way and you could hear the lady talking to her. She showed her ticket while she was waiting. So it's legit, but it's sad. It's very disheartening. And a lot of kids are stuck with that issue. Like, you're born with a 4.
Again, with the steps backwards. Like, you got pushed back before you even had a chance to start going forward.
It's like, if you're going to push me back, just put me back.
Yeah.
Put me back. Because just as hard as it is for you to put me back, it's going to be that hard for me to overcome all of this that you just did. Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, I think it's important to choose your path, but also, be intentional about what you want. Like, a lot of us kind of waste time, even though it's never too late. It's never too late, but a lot of times we waste time on things that don't matter when we know what really matters to us.
Facts.
And with that, I just wanted to share a couple fun facts of people we know that are well off who did not finish college. Some didn't even finish high school, but they had that drive and they kept after their dreams and have made it to where they wanted to be, oftentimes at a younger age than those who may have taken a different path. So, I didn't know Oprah Winfrey dropped out of college. Did you know that?
I believe it came up when we were looking it up.
I know, but I didn't know that before that. That Oprah Winfrey dropped out of college. And she went into her career, got her TV show, an Oscar nomination, and then she went back and graduated. So in 1975 is when she dropped out, and she didn't graduate until 1986. She went back and she finished, and she was only a few credits away from graduating when she dropped out. Like, I think it said, like, what did it say? A 4-year degree. Yo, oh, it said one credit. She was one credit shy of graduating.
Wow.
And she quit. And she pursued her career in TV and journalism, got her first job, and got her. It wasn't until after she got her TV show and her first Oscar nomination before she went back to college.
That's crazy.
Remember our last episode or a couple episodes back, we were talking about the wealthiest people, the wealthiest Black man, Robert F. Smith. He did graduate college, but he got a master's degree in business administration. Like, I don't know why I was waiting to see like this PhD in quantum physics or something like that. It's like PhD and a master's degree in business administration. I'm like, okay, crackhead Tony got that. Like, I'm just but what made him wealthy had nothing to do with his degree. Just like you were saying, how many people go to school and are actually working in what they
Right.
went to school for. Elon Musk has a bachelor's degree in physics.
I do want to say something real fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just real fast. Because I made the comment earlier that I can't think of a single girlfriend or a guy friend who went to college for a thing and in turn is walking in that career, and that's not true. I have one friend who she went to school to be a speech therapist. She is currently a speech therapist and she is
Okay.
practicing her own thing for speech therapy. So I don't want to discount her because she
Yeah.
did. She went to
Yeah.
school for it and she's succeeding.
Yeah.
Or at least it looks that way.
Yeah.
She built her house from the ground up dolo.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that takes a little effort. So I just want to be sure I set that out there because, I'm talking to Beyonce's internet and stuff. I don't want you to feel like I forgot because she definitely is winning.
Other successful people who didn't graduate high school or college. Alicia Keys. I think she graduated high school, but she didn't graduate college. Bill Cosby. You told me Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby doesn't have a high
on that
school
list,
diploma.
he didn't graduate high school.
Did
he
y'all
go back?
know that?
Did he? If he went back,
Did he
now
go back?
I don't know. I didn't look that far. He came up on the list of celebrities who did not graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
So did he go back later? If you all know, feel free to comment that down below because we don't know the other half of the story. So, but yeah, he's definitely on that list. Shoot, Kanye West had a whole album, High School Dropout or College Dropout. College Dropout, yeah.
Best album he ever did. I don't care what nobody say. Fight
Period.
me. Beyonce.
But nonsense.
Beyonce, what? She didn't graduate high school, right?
Oh, I don't know what she did.
I think it was high school. She didn't graduate high school.
Beyonce
Jay-Z didn't graduate high school. Tiger Woods didn't graduate college. Quincy Jones didn't graduate college. And then there is Tracy Morgan. He is now everybody else on this list, I guarantee you, if you talk to them and you put them in front of a group of children, they're going to tell them the importance of going to school.
He said it was the best decision.
But not this Tracy Morgan. And if you don't know who Tracy Morgan, you probably know who he is. Maybe you don't know his name, but he's a comedian and an actor. But he said it was the best decision he ever made.
Listen, and his first gig was playing the homeless man on Martin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pick up the pieces. What was his name? Hustle Man.
Yeah, I think it was Hustle Man. But yeah, Tracy Morgan said that's the best decision. When I read his article, I could have died because my dog stood on what he said. Okay,
he's still standing on what he said.
He's not saying not to go to school. He's just saying that
he said for him,
in his
life, that was his best
y'all,
decision.
we not knocking Tracy and don't go looking for him either. But he said for his path. And that's what we talked about, like playing the game the right way. Playing the game. Move your pieces where you need to move them to get to what you want to get to.
Where you want to get to. Don't let
the
world and society, your parents, your friends dictate how you go after your dreams. So whatever your dreams and your goals are, set forth a plan and be intentional about what you want.
You see the comment?
Hey, Jack, I got these flowers for sale.
Hustle man, bro, from Martin.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm so
Yeah, Bill.
done.
Bill was from North Philly. I'm from North Philly though, and I graduated high school. I didn't know that. I didn't know that one until we started looking into it.
Yeah, it's an interesting group. It is definitely an interesting group,
And
and
there was so many more, but as you can see, we're at
yeah,
the end of our episode. So, yeah.
that part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So, friend, I didn't even get your response to what I put in the chat.
I said, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so y'all, you know what I'm about to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all, we have an episode coming up. Men don't do that, all right? And we have compiled some topics as well as some questions, but we're going to be looking at a few of the dynamics of like acceptable male friendship. Now, what has prompted this is the whole Michael B. Jordan and his homie situation, because they have a brotherhood, they have a sincere connection, and it just presents to other people a different type of way. But why can't men have that sincere brotherhood? And we really want to talk about that. But in order for us to talk about that, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we're not men. So we are looking we have some people in mind as well, but we are also willing to ask you all, our viewers, if you are a man and you have a good guy friend, I mean, that is your guy, and y'all feel like you have a close-knit relationship that could often be misconstrued. And it doesn't have to be, the extreme, but at the same time, you have a very fluid connection with a brother. We're just going to say it like that.
Yeah.
And that's not your person of interest. There we go. I think that specifies.
Yeah.
So you have a very fluid connection with a guy friend that is not your person of interest. We want to talk to you during that episode.
Yeah.
So comment down below and let us know if that's you.
Or send us a message, inbox us.
Yes.
We're looking for somebody who could shed some light on. And then I think it'd be cool if we had like that guy who says like what I was telling you, like, oh no, guys, don't do that.
Right.
And then have another one who is like, no, it's okay to be this way with your friend.
Now, y'all, we're not about to be no referee on the internet, but we definitely want to, okay, you have somebody, so Stan, inbox us, and we'll talk to you about who your friend is, and we'll see if we can narrow it down. So we just want to get as many feelers as possible, so that way we can speak with you, connect with you, and find out if you fit the dynamic for what it is that we are aiming to produce for that episode. Now, it's not until the last week of March. That's when we plan on airing that episode. So please go ahead and comment down below. Share this with someone you care about, or even let your guy friends know that we're looking for someone, because we want to talk to them. And yes, drop a line. However you want to do it, connect with the Melanin Mindset. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, you can wrap us up.
Oh, okay. So I did have this thing I had sent you in the chat. So I got to find it real quick so I can go ahead and put a bow on what we got going on tonight. All right. So where is Kia? I have to find you, girl, because I copied and pasted it in here. All right. So listen. So it says, why doesn't anyone talk about how physically and mentally draining living is? Not in a suicidal way, in a way of having to work to make a living, but not being able to live to the fullest because you work 75% of the time. Tonight's conversation, we absolutely focused in on experiencing your desires or your dreams or your goals, right? But what about for those people who are not coming to terms with that? I want you to make sure that you share tonight's episode with that person so that they can come to realize that you can fulfill your goals without taking the mainstream pathway. That is all that I have for tonight. Friend, you?
I'm good.
All right, y'all. Well, listen, it's been lit. It's been real. It's time for us to head on out the door. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bells on YouTube, and plug in any and everywhere that the Melanin Mindset is offered. Y'all, we out for tonight. Peace.